So here's a long-awaited video. Today we're talking about different methods for making picks, and more importantly, the concept of making bracket picks. Hey everyone, I'm Old Surf Dad. Welcome to the channel. I have a lot of new subscribers out there and I want to let you know I really appreciate it. So there's a lot of different ways to make picks, but I'm going to break it down into two different theories. The first theory is to simply pick what you believe are the best surfers in each tier. Then make some adjustments and reselects if any of your picks got eliminated or injured. Again, picking what you think are the best surfers. Now this can work, and if you're successful with this method, please carry on and don't listen to what I'm about to say. In fact, turn off the video now and walk away. It's about to get deep. The second theory is what I like to call bracket picks. So what are bracket picks? Bracket picks is the concept of picking the best surfers in each part of the bracket. So let's look at the 2022 Billabong Pro Pipeline as an example. Here's the round of 32 bracket. I had to erase the results so you get a better idea of what I'm doing here. By the way, sometimes there's no brackets on the WSL website or they're slow in updating them, but you can get ahead of that by going to the round of 32 and looking at the first 8 heats. That's one side of the draw. The next 8 heats are the other side of the draw, and then you can break it down from there. But if the WSL is on it, you'll see the brackets listed on the event page right here where it says event bracket. So the first thing I do is break down the bracket into 4 quadrants. I'll call them blocks. Each block is like its own event. You'll want to predict who will win in each of the 4 blocks by looking at the matchups. Why would you take the time to do this? Well, because you'll often get friendly fire if you don't. And by friendly fire, I mean 2 surfers on your team competing against each other. When the round of 32 is reseeded, these situations can occur. For example, it wouldn't be the best move to have both Ivan Florence and Felipe Toledo on your team at the start of round 32 because you'll be guaranteed to lose a surfer early. When you do reselects, you can identify these situations and find a better pick somewhere else in the bracket. Every time one of your team surfers gets eliminated, they can no longer get you points, and obviously the idea is to get as many points as possible. If you predicted this perfectly and you had some luck on your side, you would gain the maximum amount of points having your entire team, all 8 surfers, in the quarterfinals. Now, this never happens, but you get more points by being aware of blocks and making smart picks. So let's take a closer look at the individual matchups. Who do I like in each block, and who will come out of each side of the block? At Pipeline, I actually predicted this block perfectly. I took Seth Moniz in the upper part of the block and John in the lower part of the block. I thought the Jack Robinson versus Joao Chianca heat was too risky, but thought Jackson Baker was an easier opponent for John. Seems easy, right? Well, hold on to your head because your brain is going to explode when you realize that you have to make the right combination of predictions based on having 8 surfers in different tiers. 2 in tier A, 4 in tier B, and 2 in tier C. You'll want to consider who will score the most points for your team. It gets tricky. It's like a puzzle, but it's kind of fun if you're a geek like me. By the way, it's the same concept with the women, but with only 4 surfers to select. Now, when I did my Pipeline bracket, I had this block and it bothered me because I thought Kelly or Barron would make the semifinals because they're that good. And it turns out I was right. So I actually picked knowing there would be friendly fire to make sure I secured what I thought were the 2 best surfers on the entire left side of the bracket. This was a risky move, and this whole strategy is risky. The less friendly fire, the more risk. The lower guarantee, the higher the reward. So again, this is a risky strategy, but one that I think has merit, and it's what I use to make my reselects. What about you? What are your methods? Want to share some of your secrets? Well, give us your tips and tricks in the comments below. As always, if you got something out of this video, give it a like or join us and subscribe. All right, thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.